Welcome back everyone to another Battle for Humanity build-along. Today we're going over Eren Yeager of the Survey Corps. He is a 6 hand size 34 health character. He's got fire and death and some pretty interesting abilities. Now, most of you should know by now I haven't seen Attack on Titan much. I stopped at the episode where Eren got eaten by the Beard Titan, because then I got too many Gantz vibes and called it quits because I thought, why invest in main characters if they're just going to die? Something, I was wrong, I need to restart it. I keep getting talked down about it to my friends who are like, yeah, that was episode 4, you need to keep going. It's on the list. But the main boy, Eren Yeager. He's got 2 enhances, the first of which is Mill 2, which is discard the top 2 cards of your deck. This attack is plus 2 damage for each attack milled this way. Interesting gamble there. Maybe plus 4 damage, but for the most part, you're probably not going to get anything. If you hit 2 foundations, that's not going to net you anything. But then, if any player has 9 or more foundations, transform Eren Yeager. We'll get to the transform side in a minute. And then enhance once per turn. If this attack is not blocked, your rival flips a foundation. So you can only use this enhance once per turn. So you better guarantee that your rival can't block this attack if you want to force them to flip a foundation. All in all, I don't know if this is great. But let's see what his transformed is. Maybe he just has to build up into his transformed, which is Eren Attack Titan. Survey Corps Titan. Static that says when this character transforms into Eren Armored Titan. Eren Attack Titan. I almost called him Eric. Add 1 attack from your discard pile to your hand. That's pretty good. Just snatching an attack. We've seen with Endeavor 3 how often snatching 1 attack back from your banishment or your discard pile can be in a key situation. He says, enhance, remove 2 cards from your discard pile. This attack gets plus 4 damage. So it explains the milling. You want to remove cards to just guarantee hit your rival for really, really hard. And then response, after you sacrifice a foundation during your attack, ruin 1. Now that's not a once per turn response, and I believe you can do that any number of times per attack. So if you're sacrificing a bunch, you can just ruin your rival's whole stage if they've got a bunch of flipped foundations. So, with Eren, you want to mill attacks, and you want to flip your rival's stage. So, I think we're going to go with a fire build, since fire loves to mill. So let's make sure that we have our future standard on. Let's go for our attacks. We're going to go fire with attuned fire and attuned death. Let's see what we got. Starting off with death. Acceptable loss, blitz, lose up to 2 health. It's a throw. Do you say if this attack is not blocked or if this attack deals damage? This attack is not blocked, so we want either really fast or just unblockable things. Attack Titan's Destructive Power. This is an Eren attack. If your rival has 10 or more foundations, it gets -2 difficulty. Blitz Ruin 2. Flip 1 rival foundation with a difficulty of 2 or less. That's interesting. Let's put this in just to see, because it does have our big, dumb, transformed Titan face on it. 7 speed is kind of hard to get around, unless this is your first attack and maybe they've got the 10 or more, because then, I mean, this is then a 7 difficulty, but that's still rough. And then we want to do the ruining to make our stuff harder to block. Confused Strike. After this attack deals damage, commit your rival's character. No. Coordinated Strike is milling. Gets +1 damage for each weapon attack in your discard pile. I think we'd have to stick with a weapon theme if we wanted to do Coordinated Strike. I'm not really about that. Discipline Maneuver. Stun 2. That's a good way to make sure that our attacks hit. Remove 3 foundations from your discard pile. This attack is plus X damage. X equals the combined difficulty of the cards removed this way. So if you remove 3 2s, that's plus 6 damage. This becomes 6 high 9. Not bad. Maybe. Let's at least take a look at it. Double Blade Spin. Mill 3 at a weapon. Again, we're not going to really go for the weapons. Not really going to do Titan backups, shifts. Fight to the death. After you block with this card, if you have 6 or fewer foundations, flip 1 rival foundation. Okay, this could be good, because we do want to eventually, hopefully if we refresh this. There we go. This says after we sacrifice a foundation during our attack, ruin one. So we do want to sacrifice, but I don't know if this will be worth... It's got EX. Let's hold off on that. Fueled by Strategy, we can sacrifice a foundation if we do get +2 to our powerful rating. Not bad. Lose a health to give 1/1. After you play this card, your rival spends momentum. Learn technique. After you block with this card, your rival's next attack is -2 speed. That's pretty useful. Ravages of War. Your rival discards a card, sacrifices a foundation, and spends a momentum. And after you block with this card, if you have 6 or fewer foundations, your rival discards a card and you draw a card. I like this. I like this Ravages of War, ripping our rival's hand apart to guarantee our attacks can go through. That's pretty good. Risky Encounter. Sacrifice 3 foundations as a form, though. Sacrifice a backup or foundation. After you play this card, gain 3 health. Not bad, but I don't think we're going to need that here. No, here's a throw. That's pretty alright. Attack Titan Emergence. Sacrifice a foundation. After you play this card, build a foundation from your discard pile with difficulty less than the sacrifice card's difficulty. So this could let us... It's got a nice low block, and it could let us, after we've transformed, sacrifice a 2 difficulty to build in a 1 diff, and that would also trigger our ruining ability. Each player sacrifices a foundation. That could also trigger our ruin ability. Spend a momentum. If you do, your rival loses 2 health. Ultra Hard Steel is just a big weapon. Spend 5 momentum. Not going to worry about that. Each rival loses... Alright, so now we're into the fires. Blitz, discard 1, draw 1. If you've cycled this game, this attack is 3 speed and 3 damage. I like this. I think we're going to focus on the mill to cycle, because we do want to... You know, you're obviously trying to mill, and then if either player has 9 or more, transform, and then you can start ruining. So that could be cool. It can only be blocked by a block modifier of 3 or greater. That's a great way for to use our once per turn on our human side. Trying Fens, mill 4. This attack gets +2 damage for each attack milled this way. Remove after it's discarded during the combat phase, mill 4. This is just more use of our own ability to mill 2. So we can mill 6 and get 2 damage for each attack milled this way. Might not be bad, at least to take a look at. Steam Barrier, no. If our rival has 3 or more foundations than us, this attack is 3 speed, no. Mill 2, you may spend a momentum. If you do, add 1 copy of Dogged Pursuit from your discard pile to your hand. This could be a way to just cycle a bunch of attacks out. Backup. Although, well, yeah, no. Never mind. Blitz, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards if they have the same type. This attack gets 2 damage. I'm not really up on that. We're not going to do the combo with Seething Anger. If you have 3 or more attacks in your card pool, draw a card. If your rival has 8 or more foundations, draw a card. Increase Hostility. If you have 2 or more attacks in your removed from game pile, this attack gets 2 damage. And if you have 5 or more, it gets +3 speed. So it can be a 6 low for 5. And if we've transformed 6 low for 9, maybe? I like that. I like taking a look at that. +1 to a stun rating for every 2 attacks in your removed pile. Remove after this card is discarded during the combat phase. Your rival commits a foundation. I don't know about playing the 2 check here, because this is only really good after we've transformed or after we've cycled. Might put it in as a 1 or a 2 of. If you have 3 or more attacks in your card pool, you may discard a card. If you do, add the top card to your deck to momentum. No. Rallied Assault. You know what? We're not doing the Intense Heat Ray. No. 0. We're going to do Rallied Assault. We can remove all other cards from all players' card pools and give speed and damage. So that could be a great way to spend our momentum. We get some cards removed, and we can deal with that. If you've cycled this game, this attack is +3 to its powerful rating. Nah. Next attack we play gets 3 speed. Each player chooses 6 face-up foundations, flips the rest. This attack gets 1 speed, 1 damage for each foundation flipped this way. Maybe since we do want to be doing the ruin, grab a 6 or more ready foundations. Attack is after you discard this card, draw a card. Nah. I like armor titan attacks because we can blitz to ruin, or we could blitz to flip, and then after we transform it, we can lose 4 to ruin 1. Attack titan attacks is pretty good. Female titan attacks, food motivated, jaw titan attacks, smiling titan, Utgard, blitz. Flip a foundation, this attack gets +1 damage for each of your ready foundations. Nah, not gonna worry about that. Alright, if it's completely blocked, your rival loses 2 health. Could be fun. Destroying rival assets. Lunar Ring can get big. Resounding Screech, mill 2. After this attack is removed, we can... our attack gets 1 speed. Rupture Driver, remove a card from your hand. This attack gets 2 speed, 2 damage. Mill 3 for our rival spends a momentum. What are we looking at in terms of attacks? 11, just from attack on Titan. Holy crap. Alright, so let's take a look here. Mill 3, and if we milled an attack, draw a card. Okay. What is our character also doing? Mill 2, this attack gets 2 damage for each attack milled this way. So really, we just want to push to our attack Titan form, and we want to cycle to get like 3 speed, 3 damage, or like the increased hostility. Maybe. Let's see what else we got here. So, girl power. Keyword abilities. Big frickin' explosion. If we're milling a bunch, could be useful to throwing a bunch of damage on things. Trace eyes. No, I don't want trace eyes. Could do like a fire weapons package here, but I'm not sold on that. Massive blow can help flip things. We have 34 health. That's a lot. Milling is really good with the whatchamajigs, these guys. Trigun characters. Let's see. Flash Fire Fist, Hell Spider's good because we can mill for speed. If we've cycled this game, double this attack's damage as a first enhance. That's pretty solid. And then if we discard cards from the top of our deck during this enhanced step, our rival commits 1 foundation. So this is really good. This is a good way to mill and punish our rival for us milling. I like that. I like plus Ultra Prominence Burn here. Lose 2 health after this attack resolves if it's completely blocked. Remove it and our rival loses 2 health. Discard 1 momentum after you discard an attack from the top of your deck during this attack. Add it to your hand. Alright, I like this. So I think... let's just quickly blitz through here, because you never know what might be here. Don't want any more 2 checks. Alright, so we've got like 1 trillion attacks in our deck here. So let's take a peek. 16 is a whole hell of a lot. I don't think I want Titan's Destructive Power. I don't think I want the Discipline Maneuver. I like Ravages of War, maybe as a 2 of, because our rival discards, sacrifices, and spends a momentum just on Blitz. And if we block with it and we have 6 or fewer foundations, our rival discards a card and we get to draw a card. So if they're doing a Ruin game plan, we can counter that a little bit. So I kind of like that as a 2 of. Attack Titan emerges. This could be fun. I do like Attack Titan's Outrage, because we blitz, discard a card, draw a card, so we can just cycle something real quick. And if we've cycled, it becomes an 8 mid-8. Besiege is very strong. Betraying Friends as a 2 of maybe. Dogged Pursuit. If we're playing that, would be a 4 of. Increased Hostility is probably like a 2 or a 3 of. Rallied Assault could be a 2 of. Violent Betrayal, we wouldn't need. Big Frickin' Explosion's a cute 2 of. Massive Blow is like a nice 3 of. Flash Fire is a 4. Let's do Plus Ultra and that. So 37 cards is way too many attacks. So as cute as Ravages of War is, that's a no. Sacrifice, if we've cycled. Besiege is strong. Let's get rid of the Betraying Friends. Let's get rid of the Dogged Pursuits. Puts us at 29. You know, as much as I liked Rallied Assaults, let's get rid of those. Because I kind of want to focus on this mill package with, after we mill cards, we can force our rival to commit. And then if we mill cards, we can spend our momentum to pick attacks back up. I think that's really strong. So if we focus on that, maybe get rid of the increased hostilities. What's that put us at? 25? 25 attacks is a lot. I'm going to come out and say it. I'm not afraid to say it. We have a lot of high blocks here. I like that, though. Alright, might have to get rid of the big freaking explosions. Man, you hate to see him go. So 22 attacks. That's not bad. We can deal with 22 attacks. Because we do like being able to deal with stuff like that. So now let's move on to assets. What are we? We're Survey Corps. Survey Corps commit for 2 speed, 2 damage. Not great. Nope. After we cycle, we can choose up to 5 attacks that were removed due to that cycle and shuffle them into our deck. That's something we can do. Because we do want... Oh no, we got rid of the attacks that want us to have attacks removed. So yeah, Pro Hero rankings could be really good for us. Because then when we do initially cycle, we can put those attacks back, and then if we are still up in the mill too, we can possibly get more attacks milled. And then to commit, reveal our hand, our non-throw gets +1 damage for each attack revealed. This way is pretty good. Not really going to worry about all of that. So yeah, let's just focus on that as maybe a 2 of, possibly a 1. We might cut that down. Chomp, we can destroy a rival foundation with difficulty of 2 or less. Okay, destroying backup. Seething Anger, mill 2, draw a card. I don't know how good this is going to be. Nah, we're not going to worry about that. Code White could be fun, because we can flip, each rival flips 3 foundations, and then we remove this card, so we could force for the Ruin, which I guess the only Ruin is on our second character. After we sacrifice a foundation, Ruin 1. Not doing a lot of other ruining. So maybe, maybe not. Could be like a fun 1 of. What else could we do? Barrier shields are a must on this one of these 3 symbols. Go for the win. We can get speed, or we can blow up a foundation to build the top 2 cards of our deck. It's this response after you sacrifice a foundation during your attack. So we'd have to destroy one of our foundations during our own attack. Yeah, I'm not going to worry too much on that one. So now let's move to foundations. Against a tough bunch, if our unblocked attack deals damage, our rival loses 3. We're not dealing with backups. After you play a card with a difficulty 8 or greater, draw a card. We got rid of the 8 or graders. If we have sacrificed a foundation during this enhanced step, this attack gets +1 damage. We're not playing a lot of weapons, are we? No. Lots of fury. Aside from 1 attack, we have a full fury package here. That's not bad. Tenacious Sacrifice, this attack is -3 speed. We like speed hate, especially if it's Tenacious Speed Hate. Sacrifice, destroy 1 rival foundation. Our combat phase ends. First Enhance, commit for -3 damage. I think I'd rather First Enhance remove for might go to 0 damage. After this attack card enters your discard pile during the enhanced step, this attack is +2 or -2 damage. We like this, because that works if we mill it or sacrifice it. We can seal rival foundations. Deadlock, we're not going to worry about. After you sacrifice 1 or more foundations, no. Sacrifice, spend a momentum to draw 2. This could be a fun one of. And after we play this card, we can remove a card from our rival's discard pile. After this card is destroyed, flip a foundation. Unblocked attacks doing damage, spend to make them lose a health. Sacrifice 2 for -3 damage. No. If we have 3 or more attacks in our card pool, ready this foundation. That might not be bad. We do kind of want to string out a bit. Deadlock. Attack gets 1 damage if we have no cards in hand, -2 instead. +2 damage, and if we've cycled this game, +4 instead is really good. Remove, after you discard this card during the combat phase, draw a card. And response, after our rival's combat phase begins, discard a card and draw 1 card. I like this. Remove the top 3 cards from our discard pile for -2 damage. We definitely like Speed Hate and Throw Hate. After you discard this card during the combat phase, this attack gets +2, -2. No. Flip for -3 damage. -2 speed. Sacrifice a foundation for +1 damage. This is a good way to get our sacrifice going on. While this card is ready in our stage, our printed difficulty 5 or greater attacks get 1 damage. That's 1. So 3, 5, 11. 11 of our 22, so half of our attacks. Kind of not worth it. Deadlock Enhanced +2 speed is not bad. Maybe it's a 2 of. Sacrifice for the cause. Discard a card. This attack gets +X damage. X equals the discarded block modifier. Sacrifice, after your rival plays an ability that would reduce the damage of an attack. Cancel it. Alright, we could put that in as a 1 of. Commit for +3. If we have cycled this game. So this is some health gain hate, which is fun. And if we've cycled, our attack gets stun 2. 3 more attacks in our card pool. No. Commit for 2 speed. I'm sure we could do better than that. Titans, Fury Kicks. If this card enters our discard pile, our next attack is 2 damage. Not great. Let's see what else we can do here. Hello, my love. Definitely want Incubating for Speed Hate, repeatable. That's really good. Latent Skill will help us draw and cycle through our deck faster. Actually, after we block an attack, mill. If we milled an attack, our rival's next attack is +2 difficulty. Otherwise, it gets -1 speed, -2 damage. Where is the other mill? If a card has been added from your hand to your hand from the discard pile, this enhanced step gain a damage. I don't think that's helpful, but there is Unbreakable Cheer. I like this card. After you mill 1 or more cards, add 1 of them to the top of your deck. If we mill a foundation, we can stack a good check on top of our deck. That is solid. I really dig that. If we lose health to gain damage, no. Once per turn, your turn, players with 6 or more foundations destroy 1 foundation. This might be retooled for sacrifice, which wouldn't be bad as a 1 of, because it could force our sacrifice and a ruin, but then our rival would probably just sacrifice their face down, which wouldn't be great for us. Thunderous Roar, if we've got some big flip stuff. forcing our rival to flip cards. Like, we have Massive Blow, but I think that's it. And Code White. I don't think that's really going to be great. If your attack is double its printed speed, we're not really working on speed. One Man Inferno is a bunch of milling. What else we got here? What else we got here? It's probably gone on way longer than I think, but just try. Ooh, Lust for Battle. Lust for Battle is really good for both sacrificing and milling. We can just force our rivals' checks to be really, really bad. If we have 10 or more removed cards, draw a card. Destroy if we have 10 or more removed cards, we can get +1 to our checks. Remove a momentum, our fire cards get +1 speed for the turn, and we can remove for -3 damage. So, yeah. Fire attacks getting speed is good. Fire attacks getting speed is good. We're not an Earth character because those don't exist in Attack on Titan. Fire's getting speed is good. Mill 1 for 1 damage. If we're focusing on this kind of mill... What have we got here? We got a bunch. We got 80 cards. Woof. A lot of high blocks. A lot of highs and mids. So let's check our zones here. A lot of highs and mids. A lot of highs. Okay. We could probably cut Unbreakable Cheer to a 2 of. Sacrifice for damage. Probably cut the sacrifice for the cause. Pyromania could just be a fun 1 of. Attack gets 2 damage, and if we've cycled, well, it's only good really if we've cycled, so maybe we can cut that. Drop this to 2, and we can always side the others. What does that give us? 75. That's still a lot. But you have to remember we are a mill deck. We're a self-milling deck, so 75 is okay, in my opinion. We could probably cut Pro Hero rankings to 1. It's not necessary, it's just kind of fun. So, 74 cards? Yeah, 74 cards is pretty alright. But we do mill in order to flip our character, and then we can just start machine gunning out a whole bunch of damage. Honestly, I think the other Eren, the Challenger Series one, might be the better Eren. But who knows? I could be totally off base on that. We could see a weapon, a death weapons mill character that really takes off with this. I just chose Fire because Fire has a lot of self-milling, and I like the idea of just, once we've cycled, being able to get a whole bunch of extra stuff. So that's going to be it for Eren. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and consider subscribing if you haven't. And if you want even more material, that's not the right word, content from me, please consider following me on Patreon. It helps it would help the channel out a lot, and you'll see even more videos that don't make it to the YouTube channel, including seeing videos that I post on YouTube a day early. Sometimes that gets a little wonky, but I always try to keep up with that as much as possible. So until next time, take care, guys.